the Edgecombe Community College Public Safety Leadership Series. I'm Lee Darnell. I'm the coordinator of public safety programs here at Edgecombe. I have a background as a provider and a leader in EMS, fire, and in law enforcement. So this is very near and dear to my heart. I've seen it from the employee perspective. I've seen it from the manager perspective. And I think there's a whole lot that I can share from my practical experiences, plus a lot that you can share from yours. And not only can I present good data, good techniques and things in this class, but we can foster some good discussion of things that have worked, things that have not worked, and build from each other. And isn't that a practice that really all the good providers out there have used to better themselves in the process? So in this module we're going to do two different things. We're going to talk about two different things before we move on. The first goes back to the slide before I popped in, and it said, what is the difference between school and life? You can get a lot of answers for that. But this quote came from Tom Bodette, who, yes, he's the Motel 6, I'll leave the light on for you guy. Apparently he does more than just leave the light on. But his quote is that the difference between school and life is that in school you're given lessons. So at the end you can take tests to show that you've learned something. In life we're given the tests. So we can take these tests and build lessons for ourselves in the process. And it takes both in our professions to be competent, to be safe, to really give that good service to the citizens that they expect. You know as well as I do, our jobs are very political. We need to keep the citizens happy as much as we can without compromising our integrity as officers and medics and firefighters. So communication is big. That's one way that we can sync ourselves. That's one way that we can bolster ourselves and take our leadership and our effectiveness to the next level. So we're going to use some school and we're going to use some life in this class. I'll be giving you some information, good, maybe some scenarios, some good tactics to help improve communications, whether it's between you and the person you interact with at 3 a.m. Or your employees, your bosses, even when you go home and have to interact with that husband or wife who may or may not understand what you do for a living. I've been there, and I'm sure some of you have too. So, we're also going to be bringing you some of the things from life. And that's where I get so much from these discussions with everyone. Talking about what you've seen, what worked and what didn't. I look forward to that discussion. The second thing we're going to talk about here in this module is perception. Communication is a part of perception. Whether it's the verbal, like we're doing now, whether it's the nonverbal, the facial expressions, my posture, whether I smile or frown or squint my eyes or just really seem grumpy or whatever it is. These are all means of communicating, and that sets a perception. If we set a bad perception as a leader, then we're going to have a lot more trouble communicating our thoughts, our visions, changes, and being accepted among our staffs. Same thing with the public. If we can't communicate effectively with the public, well, as an officer, I'm not going to have the informants that I could have. I won't be as effective on cases, on traffic stops, just everyday issues. And the same thing in the other fields as well. So, we'll be looking at those two things in this module. And then we'll come back and we'll hit a few more things, try to make it worth your time and give you something that you can take back today to your squad car or your ambulance or your fire truck, or people like me who now ride a desk, that you can put these things into practice today to make a difference. So, I hope you've had a good perception of the beginning of the course, that it will be informative, that it will be professional, that I somewhat have a background and the ability to give you the information you need. Perceptions are important. It's a good time for a change. There you are. It's the same time, it's the same place, just carrying over from a different direction. I hope that you formed an impression, hopefully a good and correct impression, while you were standing in my shower taking a look at me. But what's the reality of the moment? It's 2:30 in the morning. I can't sleep. It's going to be a long, ugly day at work. And I'm going to be grumpy. Thought I'd make the most out of tonight, do a little filming, finish this class up for everybody. So, here I am, sitting on the toilet, talking to you. That is a huge perception change from a few minutes ago. So let's play on that perception change and let's learn something.